eventually, at the end of the day, we are making sure that the end user will get a more secure product. And this is what excites me, the understanding that if we will do right and if we will work in the right way and we do the right things inside the product, the impact can impact billions of people out there.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumitech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with CTech. Welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders. Meet Guy Flechter, the co-founder and CEO of Cider Security. Guy has a rich 18-plus years of background of cybersecurity and management expertise with vast experience in SaaS and AppSec. An IAF Major retired, Guy held the position of Appsflyer CISO for 3 years prior to founding Cider, and before that worked for LivePerson as part of the security team. Guy Flechter, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for hosting me and inviting me to participate in this great podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me from the Cider Security offices. Another exciting episode talking to an entrepreneur in a really exciting space. Today looking at security teams. And I love the headline on your website, Security at the Pace of Engineering. Something that is definitely not happening today in the world. Something that needs to happen. A very ambitious goal. We'll talk about that in a second. So Guy, well, let's start with you as an entrepreneur. You've done some incredible things before. Previously, you were information security team lead at LivePerson, you were information security consultant in ComSec, but most recently, the CISO and DPO of Appsflyer, a company that we all know, of course, and are very proud of. So some fantastic positions across the ecosystem. The transition to becoming a CEO, what is that about for you?
You can say I moved to the dark side of
100%.
But I think that you can say that I've been in the cyber trenches for almost 20 years before the consultant, before the LivePerson. I also been part in the many years in the Israeli Air Force in the cyber security teams. So I grew up for almost 20 years in different positions in the trenches of security. And then, after a few years as a CISO and DPO at Appsflyer, when lot of my time, almost day to day, I met with startup, with entrepreneurs, and I was really excited about helping them and working with them and supporting them. And I think that Appsflyer has been an amazing ground for a lot of great startups to grow. And after a few years, I took a decision that I need to do this jump. I know it's not a trivial jump for a lot of people. To go out from the comfort zone of a CISO and organize the place and everything. But I felt that the opportunity is there. The time is for me, as on a personal level, this is the right time. And also, I felt that.
So let's delay on this point for just a second, Guy.
Yeah.
The right time. What does that mean? The right time for you? Why is now the right time for you to start a company? I mean, I understand why for a lot of people that are straight out of the army, 23, 24-year-olds, not much to lose. You have more experience, a little bit older. You've seen more. You have many more opportunities than the average person in the tech ecosystem. Why is now the right time?
It's a combination of few things. First of all, my maturity level, the fact that I'm much more grown up as a person inside the cybersecurity industry. I've seen everything. By the way, part of my day to day is try to solve the problems that I experience in my day to day. In my when I was a CISO, when I was a security team, in part of the security team, those are the problems that I'm trying to solve. And in addition to that, I feel that we are in crazy time for building a company, and with also from an ecosystem perspective, the adoption of SaaS companies, and it's becoming more and more easy to consume, easy to adopt. So I think we are in a very different era than we were like before. By the way, it's also a good thing about Corona. Before Corona time, it was a different time, and now it's good for a company as a SaaS company to build. And also from a person, I must say, maybe it's also only from personal perspective, but today as entrepreneur, the ability to balance family and work is much better than before. Now, we meet with hundreds of people on a monthly basis without leaving our amazing office here in Tel Aviv, or leaving the house that we can meet, and we can balance the life that we have. And as a father of three amazing three princes, I want to be with them. So I think it's a combination of many stuff that happen and helped me to take a decision to do this jump into this new position and completely new life.
All right, Yala, let's jump into the security world. You have a lot of experience in the security space, as you mentioned. So obviously you've mentioned that you felt a lot of these problems firsthand, and that serves as part of the inspiration for the work that you're doing today. Cider, what is Cider, that comes right before the security part? I love Cider, by the way.
Yeah, so first of all, it's everybody love Cider. It's a combination of few stuff that my co-founder and I thought about. So first of all, it's a 5-letter catchy name. Second, it's close to cyber and cider, but also our main domain that we are tackling is the CI/CD. So
right.
The beginning of. So this is the beginning of our name. So let's say it's a combination of few elements that help us to take the decision to use Cider.
Beautiful. Okay, so what is the problem that you've been observing with your various experiences? Before we even get to what cybersecurity is doing, what is the problem in high level that you're seeing? And I imagine that it has something to do with the pace of security and the pace of engineering.
Mm-hmm. So the problem today that engineering train, you can say, moves really fast, and the technology, the framework, the stuff that the engineering teams are doing is amazing, and they are moving really fast, and security teams are struggling to keep up with the pace. And in a lot of cases, security are struggling to first understand what they need to do, and when it's struggling to implement security, and they are struggling to adjust to new technologies, to new frameworks. And on top of that, the engineering domain became area where adversaries are more and more focused on that. We see in the last year numerous attacks aiming for that area, from SolarWinds to Kotkov, dependency confusion, and just recently, the attack on NPM and the Koa and RCA packages, and both those changes and issues require from the security team to think in a different way, and to build something that will allow engineering to keep up with their pace, to move fast, you don't want to slow down engineering. Engineering need to move fast. They need to develop. They need to and they need to develop as fast as possible to support the needs of their company. But on the other end, you want to allow security to be able to add the security layers without interfering that job. But just adding a layer is just one thing. You need to add the accurate layer. You need to add the relevant layer. You need to make it guardrail for the developers and not gates for them.
Right. Okay. So I'm hearing two shifts. The first shift that is happening, security is becoming a more prominent issue. We're adding an additional sort of bottleneck within an organization in order to be able to deploy the software quickly, and that is a growing concern, as we've seen and you've articulated in the most recent years. And I'm with you in the fact that it's just going to get more and more dramatic in the coming years. And then you're saying, okay, well, how can we actually reduce this bottleneck while maintaining the accuracy? So my question to you guys, is it more of a question of professionalism in the organization, or is it more of a question of the amount of human resources you can have? Is it quality or quantity? In how do we solve it?
So basically, it's a combination. But the issue with quantity, the resources, it's going to be there for forever. The human factor in security teams will be a barrier. You will never be enough. You will always going to be outnumbered with the engineers and the amount of processes and developers. So trying to solve the number, it's not realistic because, not everybody knows how to do AppSec. It's time to train them. It's time to understand. And also, the other side, that when you have an AppSec or DevSecOps or security engineering person, you need to make it more professional in what he's doing, and helping him to do his job in the right manner, and to assist him in taking the right decision, and to be able to tailor the relevant solution, and to be able to add layers of security as part of the development processes in the accurate manner, in a fast manner, and with the minimum friction to the DevOps and engineering team.
Beautiful. So we understand the problem, a huge problem that is just growing. How in the world are we solving it with cybersecurity?
So cybersecurity took a decision to build a unified platform that going to provide a single place to all the security activities inside your engineering environment. What does it mean? It means that we first and foremost giving you the understanding of what you have. You can say the asset inventory, you can say the technical DNA. Again, we're just giving you the understanding of this is what you have, this is the processes, this is what is moving inside your environment, this is how the development environment looks like. And on top of that, building all the relevant security layers that we have inside the platform, from protecting the environment and the ability to tailor the relevant security engines as part of it, and understanding what is happening there, and if something is bypassing your environment. But everything is unified on a single place, in a single connection, without the need to integrate 5, 6, 7 different solutions to get, or to try to get a decent program, an AppSec program.
How do you even start a company like this? So where do you even begin? Do you begin with signing up potential partners that will give you the validation? Because essentially you'll only know how good you are once you've integrated into the CI/CD processes, you're integrated into the sprints, and you're watching how you're reducing the toll on the security teams.
So because my partner and I came from the trenches, you can say, we came with a lot of understanding of the pain. So once we started to go into companies, talk about their pain, it's like was an immediate understanding of the pain. So we first reach out to many companies that basically every company feel this pain. To start the partnership, to start the design partner, we assembled 3 design partner that join us at the beginning of the journey. And, we started to build with them the product and the understanding what is more important for them and so on. And now we are in different level, and very easily once we are finish, you can say, the development of the MVP, immediately we managed to onboard many companies. We already around 30 different customers.
Wow.
So we'll continue to grow.
Incredible. So what keeps you up at night, Guy? If you're looking at where you are now or where you're going, what's bothering you at night before you go to sleep?
Beside the baby that is crying. So I think that eventually what's keeping me up at night is the employees. Eventually the understanding that we have already 45 employees and they are counting on me and my partner to understand that we're doing the right decision. And it's a completely different weight on your shoulder, and the fact that thinking about how do I make sure that they it sounds like very something that in this ecosystem can't happen, but eventually make sure that they can bring food to their home on a monthly basis and everything is okay and the companies continue to move forward and and everything is and the lights are up and it's bothering me to on a daily basis to make sure that they have everything that they need. Beautiful. And we are taking the right decision to support it.
So now I want to ask on the 180 degrees of this question. So not what bothers you now, but what gets you excited? Because I see that and I can feel the energy from your voice, that the way that you're talking about the security and AppSec world, and that it's a pain point that you're working on. And what is most exciting for you about the journey? And is that excitement different than what you've experienced before now that you're an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think it's if before that, I changed one company world, one company at a time. Now I'm excited about the fact that we're building something that can change a complete ecosystem and will impact thousands of companies that will impact eventually their user, which are billions of users out there that will get more secure products at the end of the day. Eventually, at the end of the day, we are making sure that the end user will get a more secure product. And this is what excites me, the understanding that if we will do right and if we will walk in the right way and we do the right things inside of the product, the impact can impact billions of people out there. Because we're now working with companies that are serving hundreds of millions of people from different countries.
I love it. If you're thinking about the way you're getting inspiration right now, see, with 30 customers, the product is still, it's a never-ending changing cycle. Where are you in terms of the inspiration that you're getting? Is it from a specific place that you're looking at? Or are there different sources that you're using to enrich yourself and become a better thinker and a better leader?
Um, I think that I'm getting inspiration from many places. One inspiration is that I'm getting is from from my previous guy, from guy as a CISO, trying to help guy and try to understand what will motivate guy, what will make sure that guy will be happy about this product. Because
Yeah,
eventually we're selling to security teams and CISOs and out there. Uh, um, I get inspiration from many amazing security teams that are doing crazy stuff. For example, Netflix, that I also in my position as a CISO at Appsflyer, I drew a lot of inspiration from watching what they're doing and how they're thinking about engineering and security. Um, so this is a team that I'm getting inspiration from, and there are some amazing managers that I'm getting inspiration about how big do you want to dream, where do you want to be, how to manage the team, and where do you want to be at the end of the year,
beautiful.
in 2 years, and few years from now.
Incredible. Guy, I really want to thank you. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate your time, your energy, your insights, the work that you're doing. Best of luck with Cider Security. And thank you for
Thank
spending
you.
these 20 minutes with me.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for hosting me. It was a real
Of
pleasure for me
course.
as well.
Thank you very much.